Shh, quiet down. Uh-oh, where did it go? I just lost it. How about you? Oh, you're coming up from the Jade Starlight Forest, right? A whole lot of souls were headed through the Path of Prophecy.
You're late.
Huh? You know each other? I thought you said you weren't friends.
Do we strike you as friends?
Huh. What a strange soul you are. Let's all go inside. We'll freeze if we stay out here.
The star of the Winterland seeks the face that it lost, where life and death cycles in the heavens. I've come here on account of the heir of the Khan. We could have gone straight for the Path of Prophecy, but if there is even the slightest of odds that his father, the Khan of the Abets, is still alive, then us charging in recklessly might inadvertently sever—
Then, Ilichi, how much did the wall block?
Quite a bit. However, it's not enough. It's probably just enough to put an arm through.
Then, Pivot, we need your assistance. I know you haven't forgotten the 300-year-old stink of the Oak Jinshini chief's feet. Sure, they're stinky, but I honestly kind of miss that stink. It's just a hunch, but this mysterious wall blocking the Path of Prophecy that leads to the Flame of Origin. Do you think there's a chance it was Chief Floki's doing? We've searched the whole forest, and Floki is nowhere to be seen. The one place we haven't looked yet is inside the cave. I can't put my finger on why, but it feels like Floki trapped himself inside the cave on purpose and is waiting for someone to rescue him.
There is logic behind this. If he is not like the other Oak Jinja—
Now, why don't we get some tea while we wait for Pipit to return?
It belonged to Bahit Lalakona, the Bahitram that first led us to the light of the Holy Flame. It was the first thing given to him by the Oak Jinshini when he arrived at the mountain. Legend tells that it will light up when the Yeenix returns to the mountain.
It is shining, but the light is so dark.
None of us have actually seen the fire for ourselves. Only he has.
My goodness, Ilichi, you have the ability to gaze into people's souls? I never knew.
As brilliant cities and temples collapse, and Orzeka's power dissipates, a leader among them left the cursed, forgotten, ancient kingdom behind. With a crown made from unknown bones, he calls himself Belmorn, descendant of the kingdom of Orzeka, and names this land the Hexe Kingdom.
The very same words that constantly go through my mind. How much do you know about the Orzeka records? I want to know more about the Yeenix.
If you want to know, see for your—
Those clothes.
We Bahit, keep your voice—
Excerpt from the 10,119th Wish. O great Lord Kazarka, this traveler from the Mountain of Eternal Winter comes seeking salvation. His name is Silverfrond. Will you honor him his request? The chief priest asked. Kazarka replied, Speak your wish, Silverfrond. so he did. I am cursed for loving a witch, since such love was forbidden. I know my beloved cannot be brought back to life, so I ask only that you remove the curse placed upon me by her 6 sisters.
I will grant you your wish,
Kazaka replied.
but you must bring me the Yenix, the holy flame. Nestled in the heart of the dragon that dwells in the mountain of eternal winter.
Excerpt from the 13,000th wish.
O great Lord Kazaka, the traveler from the mountain of eternal winter returns.
When he heard the chief priest say this, Kazaka bade Silverfrond forward.
Silverfrond, show me the Yenix.
End of the 13,000th wish excerpt.
But Silverfrond was not alone when he came bearing the Yenix, for with him were those known as the Knights of Dawn. Orzeka fell soon after, and with its fall, from that day forth, he and his people turned their worship.
Once the turmoil that arose from Kazaka's fall had settled, I made for the mountain of eternal winter to seek the holy flame. But the flame was not there. Silverfrond, the Knights of Dawn, neither had returned to the mountain. The mountain of eternal winter was without the Yenix. The golden dragon that once embraced the Yenix was losing her sanity. Something was gnawing at her from within. But when her tears fell and met the snow, new life suddenly bloomed like a wave of violets swaying in the wind. I named them the Oak Jinshini. The golden dragon then toppled over. And from her wounded flesh sprung more life. These I named the Abets. Finally, from her well-guarded embrace came forth those covered in dragon blood. They would come to be known as the Guardians. I then heard woeful cries coming from the foot of the mountain. The 6 witches had passed. In their wake emerged mutants, humans who had absorbed the essence of the witches and now wrought destruction upon their village. Thus was the second death of the Golden
Super fascinating stuff, right? I keep trying to read it myself, but it's quite a slog. I guess you're more determined than you look.
When will Pippet return? He's your only assistant, is he not?
We can always make room for more assistants. Oh my! This was a gift from Chief Hoonvish to Chief Floki. The soft, cushy Sintamani! My hunch was right. Chief Floki is living inside the cave.
The path ahead of us won't be easy. If we intend to weaken the wall enough to break through, then we will need to take down many more Oak Jinshini. Let's go.
No, I need you to stay here. The soft, cushy Sintamani might have a hidden code on it.
Does your tongue speak the truth? If this is some manner of deception...
Only one way to know for certain.
First we...
It could not. I engraved. As you can see,
Listen carefully. We three are all that remain of the Jade Starlight Forest's history. Beyond lovely evenings spent with loved ones, where starlight and moonlight riding the cloud's end.
enough, that is.
As the dark sky fades to bring in the new dawn,
Heard you we have.
our sincere duty is to protect the winter.
Surround you, the swine pansies do.
Oh, who are you?
After escaping from that woman's clutches, we had no trouble making it through these woods.
Aha! And who are you?
Chief, we sent them the request for...
And yet, what is... To once again see the world, and the heavy drinks Hunvish would mix for us. My friend, let us count the sheep among the starlit skies!
This is your chief?
Embarrassed I am. But yes, this is he.
Let's get right to the point. We are here for two reasons. First, to solve the fourth trial of the witches. Second, to find the missing Khan.
What about us? You're not here to rescue us?
Your kind never dies, or so I hear. You only need to be reborn by the flame of origin, no?
No, you're wrong! We can't die, not now, not ever!
Chief, stop screaming, you must.
Ooh, Ivar! I mean, Ord.
Always full of ideas, I am. Opening the heavens where life and death ebb and flow. Only by us who handle the flame of origin, a chief can it be. Melt away soon, the star of the Winterland shall. So, choose you must.
No need to tread the difficult path from the start. Speak. Tell us how we can be of aid, why you cannot die, and what led you to seal yourselves in here.
Finally, the time has come! I've been dying to tell you.
Chief, if I may, time is of the essence. Let us depart from here. We can accept their aid later, when we've had time to speak.
But you wouldn't happen to have brought any, This is the cave gifted unto us by the humans who previously made their home here. Where Lesha, the Witch of Fever, taught them the ways of draining the dragon's vigor. I still remember. Oh, Jinchini, born from the dragon's heart-rending tears. Oh, this land now belongs to you. And so I asked,
Your scorching heat was what drove off the winter's cold. Where are you off to now?
I thought he was going to speak of himself.
Not once died our chief has. Not once. Remembers all he does.
The flame of origin is maintained by the ebb and flow of death and life itself. We deliberately give our lives for the sake of this cycle.
And yet, abstain from the sacrifice our chief has. Selfish he is.
what? You ungrateful mongrels! Selfish? Me? I have stayed alive to preserve our memories for times such as these. That's why.
Chief, too loud you are. Continue with your story, I plead.
I'm listening.
Anywho, they spoke these words.
The witches are dead! It's now time to protect ourselves from the dragons! All the tribes are gathering at the Forbidden Black Mountain to answer the call of the Great Founder!
That's all. They left like that, and we gained this cave!
And the witch's trial?
Chief, germane to the topic you art. Help I shall. Taught the humans wisdom, Lesha, the Witch of Fever, did. Melted her own face right in this place, she did. And yet, from within the heavens of life's ebb and flow, the eyes, nose, and lips to Lesha's face, a shaman restored. As the fingers of the heavens, these four pillars are now known. When on the fingers of heaven, eyes, nose, and lips placed properly are. Brightly shine its radiance will. Once Lesha's face is restored, so
I shall now open the heavens, where life and death ebb and flow. I shall now open the heavens, where...
The star of the Winterland seeks the face that it lost, where life and death... Without that bumbling fox, we completed our task in record time. As promised, let's listen to what they have to say.
Thank you. You're more reliable than you look. It's now time for the deep talks.
No need for depth of story here. Simply stick to the main points.
Well, my eloquence was sure to dazzle you, but this wet blanket had to ruin it. I'm fine. The reason we barricaded ourselves here is solely due to the crazed
You do know what the Zavir Highlands mean to us, yes? Then why did you destroy our totem?
It wasn't us! It wasn't us, I tell you!
Then who are those, O Jinshini?
Today was supposed to be a festive day.
Right. Today was the day the seal of the stone tablet left by the seventh witch was to be broken. However, we must first settle this matter before we can bind the tablets. Returning to Ailton hand in hand at this point could result in our deaths, so I've come in their place. What truly has occurred here?
Are you actually okay? We found these in our woods.
These. Aren't these the oak pills we used to enjoy together?
Members of my tribe who ate these passed away. They were poisoned from eating these very oak pills.
I can't believe my ears. Poison? We, for one, do not have the skills to craft a potent enough poison.
It appears that the fox rule wanes, and the deer rule is nigh. Aren't you going to pass the seat of Khan to your own son? Maybe the antlered ones had some unfinished business with you.
No, that cannot be. Whoever inherits the seat of the Khan would never commit sin.
But you do know that if any of us loses our life, our souls ride the origin flame as our flesh is born anew. And yet those of us who ate this very oak pill and were rekindled came back changed, attacking fellow members of our tribe. No longer would they sing with us, "Oh, Labreska, return, return!" That was where I tasted true despair. One became 10, which quickly became 100. They are the ones who toppled your totems in the Highlands.
No, that cannot be. Not us abets.
What are you doing?
I shall prove it to you myself. For the sake of all of the abets who have been framed, we do not betray our friends. That is the way of the Highlands. Look, of one thing I'm certain. This oak pill is not poisoned.
No. No! The Khan was returned to the Highlands while attempting to prove the Abet's innocence, while only us three remain of our tribe, torn apart by our greed. While we wish to part the heavens to find his resting star, whatever the reason may be, our friend chose to cut his own breath short. For those who so easily give up their precious lives, we have no such merciful stars here. That is his final resting place.
The village ruins.
Do the Abets believe we were the ones who brought the...
They believe that you were the ones who planted the Dreadwinter tree.
Are you serious? They're not of their own minds. Ah! We are plighted as well. How could the Abets have such little faith in us?
Chief, Isn't it obvious? Even if the poisoned pill consumed their soul, their shells remain Oak Jinshini clear as day. Anyone else would think the same. Let's stick to the facts here.
Know the facts we do. Continue the unfinished story we shall.
After the Khan needlessly passed, I came to realize that this all stems from a poisoned oak pill. But we've yet to identify the maker. In the end, it's still the Mountain of Eternal Winter. The oak pill is just a means.
Enveloped in the chill of the eternal winter, this cold-hearted wanderer was. On the final bridge of wills that guide us back to the surface, tearing apart the souls of our people she was. Feeding the flames of the void she did. Tossed to those depths, spare no scream those souls could. Melted away in the burning flames they did.
I do not understand. You think that we can help you?
Stop! Why are you all so bad at explaining? Let me explain what you need to do in your worldly terms. Extinguish the flame that's claimed the haven of slumbering origin, and remove the guardian that protects the flame itself. Do the same for the winter trees burnt to a crisp, and the winter spirits that attack with painful howling, for they are the main culprits of this deadly winter. Take this oak pill that murdered the Khan and unveil the truth. If you don't, then I have no choice but to believe until my last breath that those antlered ones carried out this devious act. It pains me to suspect a friend. I pray that you preserve our age-old friendship. Now, we've no time to waste. Having now parted the heavens, I shall use all of my power to transport you to the path to proving that the Abets and Oak Jinshini.
Hey there. Yoo-hoo! Oh, you're awake, warrior of winter in training. You were snoring. Sleeping like a baby. Oh, I'm so jealous. Bet you can fall asleep anywhere, can't you?
This stone. What is it?
This is what we Abets in the Oak Jinshini have long sought to fulfill, a long-cherished wish of our peoples.